8 out of 10 students fail Retell Lecture. Not because they cannot speak, they cannot listen, but because the notes taking is a mess. They write everything in the anxiety. They write nothing useful end of the audio. Then they stare at their notes and get freeze. Here is what changed everything for me and my thousands of students. Every PT audio has same structure. Topic in the first 10 seconds, conclusion in the last 10 seconds. And important points are there in between. Topic, important points, conclusion. I call it the TIC. Once you learn this pattern, note taking becomes super duper easy. I used this method to score 90 for myself in speaking, and I'm going to share with you exactly how it works. Here is the real Retell Lecture question. Watch how I take notes.
We know from history that every major industrial disruption has followed the same shape, an exponential curve, with new technologies being adopted very slowly at first, but then a doubling rate kicking in consistently until the overall transformation happens very quickly in the end. It's a movie we've seen many times before, whether from horses to cars, from valves to transistors, or landlines to mobile phones. And we understand how it works. Initially, the cost of technology is high, but as we learn through volume adoption, the cost goes down and adoption goes up. Best example right now would be electric batteries, consistently coming down in cost by 20% a year for the last 10 years. And as the volume of adoption grows, especially with electric vehicle sales growing, we can be confident that the costs of that technology will continue to go down, driving that exponential growth. We set these exponential goals because we believe in the power of human innovation. Engineers love these goals, these stretch targets, is what they live for.
The lecture was all about major industrial disruptions. He said in the beginning, new technology takes time to adopt first, but eventually it will be quickly adopted by people. He even quoted certain examples like hearts to cars, landlines to mobile phone disruptions took place in the past. And he even said that the cost of technology initially is high, however, with adoption, the technology cost will come down. At third, he said the electronic battery prices are coming down 20% a year, and he even quoted the e-vehicles, electric vehicles. At last, he said the engineers love this technological, goals. So before teaching you anything, I would like to show my score report. This is my full name, this is my PT ID, and then I'll go to my activity. In my activity, you can see this particular thing. August 7, 2025, 8 a.m. So this is the day when PT got completely, I think it changed a lot in the speaking part. So I went to the test to get a maximum score in speaking, rather to experiment whether my strategies, tips, templates, everything works or not. They work or not. So let's see the score report. So the attempt was specifically for getting maximum score in speaking, right? So since speaking score was 90, listening score was 90, I was not focusing on reading or writing, but I have done my experiments. What I wanted to experiment, I experimented. I'm happy about it, right? So 90. So when I got 90, then I'm teaching you. It's not in the old test, it is in the new test format. I got 90. If you look at the feedback, the content score our AI gave is 4.2 on 6, oral fluency 4 on 5, and pronunciation 4.2 on 5. So now the total score is 12.4 on 16. Now, the most important feature that we have on the portal is this: the student effectively content feedback, not just numbers. It gives you the feedback like a human tutor. The student effectively mentioned the main ideas from lecture, such as slow adoption of new technologies and samples of historical transitions. So this is there in the answer. You have witnessed it. The inclusion of electric batteries as a current example, cost of reduction was strong point. So it is appreciating that supported the main argument. So it is appreciating your content. To improve, the student could add strong opening sentence summarizing the lecture, uh, and main theme and concluding remark to wrap up the response. To improve, the student could add strong opening sentence summarizing the lecture's main theme and concluding. So this keeps on giving such suggestions, which are valid suggestions. So we should improve, right? Now look at the oral fluency feedback. The response had a good flow, so it is appreciating the flow, but the student could enhance coherence by using more linking words like first, second, all of that. So this is also taken. There are minor pauses that could be smoothed out with practice, ensuring more seamless delivery. So it is expecting me to speak with lesser number of pauses. That's what it wants. And the third thing, what it says, the clarity of words was generally good, but the student should focus on practicing tricky words like disruption, exponential to improve clarity. So it is not saying the pronunciation was bad, totally bad, but it says it could improve. The pronunciation score could improve if I could have pronounced these words disruption, exponential more clearly. So that's what it says. So paying attention to stress intonation, especially longer sentence, will help enhance overall pronunciation. So my suggestion is when you are using a keyword in your answer, what you can do is you can stress that keyword, right? So that keyword, maybe it is a name, it is a number, it is an important verb, it is important noun, you can stress that. So it automatically increases the pronunciation score. PTE Retell Lecture, new exam format. So first of all, why working on Retell Lecture is necessary, why it is an important task, let's look at the numbers. The firstly, in the real test, you get what 2 to 3 questions coming from Retell Lecture. So when you answer these 2 to 3 questions 100% accurately with content, oral fluency, pronunciation, these three things, you get what 8 to 12 marks in speaking, and other set of 8 to 12 marks can be expected in listening. So this has a dual score advantage. It gives you score in speaking, it gives you score in listening. So as a test taker, if you wish to get good marks in speaking and good marks to listening at the same time, you have to focus on this task. And I'll tell you one secret, that is when you perform well in Retell Lecture, summarize spoken text from listening module won't bother you much, because both of these tasks, Retell Lecture and summarize spoken text, they are almost same. They are very much similar. Only thing is slight changes are there in terms of output. Input is same. So this is how it looks in the real examination. You have the instruction coming up on the screen, right? And underneath the instruction, you can see this black color video space. Sometimes PT, instead of giving you only audio in Retell Lecture, it gives you a video also. Okay, so here is the audio status. Basically, you get an audio which is just 1 to 2 minutes time, which is typically a lecture, an academic lecture. It can be on geography, it can be on history, it can be about physics, it can be about chemistry, anything. It can be about a historical event also. So here is the recording status. First, the structure of Retell Lecture is very simple. You get to listen to a lecture, number one. After the lecture is finished, after that 1 to 2 minutes lecture is finished, you have 10 seconds time for preparation and to get ready. And then once that 10 seconds of preparation time is over, you have 40 seconds of answering time. So no listening to lecture, 1 to 2 minutes. Then there is a 10 seconds time for preparation. And then there is 40 seconds time for retelling the lecture, telling the lecture again. So as I already said, this applies score in speaking and listening. Second thing is partial understanding of the audio is absolutely okay. So as a test taker, there is no compulsion on you to understand each and every point that the speaker is saying. So all you have to do is you have to take notes on this erasable noteboard in the real examination and write down the important points from the lecture, basically. So from any lecture, if you can capture 4 or 5 important points, at least 4 important points or 5 important points, that's going to be enough for giving the answer. And third one, so what it makes you, comfortable with Retell Lecture is, first of all, you should use a proven template. And I am giving you a template that I used and got 90 in the exam, right, in the real examination, and plus a good notes. Only template is not enough to get you the score. You have to write decent points, the quality points from the audio, then only the score is possible. The reason for that is very, very simple. Nowadays, the Pearson PTE academic exam, only it's not only computer-based exam. Basically, there is human verification. Once the computer does the assessment, right? So you will be assessed on three things. One is content, the other one is oral fluency, the other one is pronunciation. What is content? Are you speaking relevantly, sufficiently for the image or not? This is content. What is content? S- Regarding are you giving a relevant answer and sufficient answer or not is the content basically. The second thing is what the pronunciation is nothing but is your pronunciation clear. So PTA does not expect you to speak like an American, speak like a British, or speak like a Canadian or Australian. So it wants your pronunciation to be clear in neutral accent, a basic accent, right? Basic normal regular accent. And the third thing is oral fluency. The delivery of the retail lecture answer has to be smooth, smooth, smooth. So these are the three things. So content is all about giving relevant answer, sufficient answer. Fluency is all about giving a smooth answer. Pronunciation is all about giving, having a clearer pronunciation, right? No accent is necessary. So these three things are first when you submit your answer, when PT receives your answer, they will be first verified by the computer. Once the computer is done with its assessment, right? The second layer, in the second level, the human rater will look at your content. The human rater will look at three things. One is whether your content is, whether your answer is a genuine answer or a templated answer. It's more of a template answer. Are you using any popular template? Then the human rater gives a 0. The second thing what the human rater checks is the relevance of your answer. Are you speaking relevantly or not? Is the answer according to the lecture or not? Right? The question lecture or not. S is nothing but sufficient. Are you speaking sufficiently or not? Is also going to be checked by the human rater. So the human rater checks fundamentally three things: T, R, S. Templated answer or not, relevant answer or not, sufficient answer or not. So these are the things that human data does. So I'm going to teach you now the 3 steps to answer retail lecture. So number one, what you have to do is you have to listen and write 5, 6 small points from the audio on this erasable noteboard basically. So how to do it? You can go to the beginning of the video, beginning of this video class, and the beginning itself I have shown you how to write notes for retail lecture. So in that fashion you have to write notes. My recommendation to students always is this: I want my students to follow this format: T, I, and C format. T, I, and C format. So here you write the topic point. So where do you get the topic point in the audio? When the audio is going on, the topic point can be there in the first 5 to 10 seconds, which means when you're listening to the audio, don't listen to the audio mechanically. Listen to the audio the first 10 seconds to get the topic, to know the topic. Okay, so when you know the topic, you write down the topic here, basically in this part we can write down. And then the three important points of the audio, basically any three supporting points, the points that are bridge between topic and conclusion are important points basically. Important point number 1, important point number 2, important point number 3, you will write it here. Three important points: point 1, point 2, point 3. So there can be some 10 important points in the audio. So in between, after the topic, there can be some 10 points, but what you need is only 3 points, maximum 4 points. 3 points is good. 4 points will put you under pressure. Because you have to what you call, deliver more content in just 40 seconds time. So 3 points is enough. Then conclusion points. Where do you get the conclusion point? The conclusion point you will get in the last 10 seconds of the audio, basically, right? Topic, first 10 seconds, conclusion, last 10 seconds. In between, the important points you have to capture from the audio. This is the smart way of taking the retail lecture notes. This is the smart way of taking notes for summarized spoken text also. So this way, if you take notes, the pressure will be gone. You have sense of clarity. You are only focusing on what is important, what is important for you to get the score, not focusing on any everywhere, right? Okay. So this way you took the notes, you have topic, you have conclusion, you have three important points. That's good. you get ready in the 10 seconds time. You have 10 seconds of preparation time. At this point of time, you get ready to deliver your first line. You get ready for your first line. So once this is done, this 10 seconds of preparation time is done, then the recording starts. Once the recording starts, what you do is you start using the template plus your 5 points answer what you have taken. So your template first line, your topic, your template second line, your important point number one, your template third line, your important point number two, your template fourth line, your important point number three, your template fifth line, conclusion of the thing. So it is all about Retell lecture is all about collection of notes on the erasable noteboard and then connection of these notes with the template. That's it. Connection, collection are the things which are important in Retell lecture. So nothing much is needed here. So when you finish, you will hit the next button. So now let's look at the template, Retell lecture template. 2025 it is tested, right? It is tested in the real exam after changes. The lecture was all about, here is where you use the topic of the lecture, right? At first, the speaker talked. What did the speaker say first? Point number one, what you wrote here. Later, the speaker discussed. Point number two. The speaker also said. Point number three, right? Conclusion. Finally, the speaker concluded highlighting what is the last point. Done. So, if you want a reference answer for this particular template, please watch the first few seconds of this video. You will get to know. So, more or less, the template is what you call followed in that answer. You can use it as a reference point. Majority of the students find notes taking difficult in Retell lecture. Not only in Retell lecture, but they also find notes taking difficult in summarize spoken text of listening module, also summarize group discussion in the speaking module. So I have done a dedicated video on how to take notes for Retell lecture. If you watch that video, I'm giving you the link in the I button. So you can look at the I button, click it, go there, watch it. It will be useful in two tasks also, apart from Retell lecture. Primarily, you will understand how to clearly take notes. That helps you maintain perfect content and also oral fluency scores. Number two, it helps you in summarize spoken text notes taking. Number three, if you are comfortable with that way of notes taking, that clear notes taking, in a way, it helps you in summarize group discussion also. So the video is given in the I button. It is going to be there in the description also. Go watch it. Get benefited.